That's okay though.
All right, Video Matt, synthesis.net, chilling up Alex Pardee right now. Hey, how's it going?
All right, I guess. I got like.
So you guys don't know, Synthesis Magazine's been on a little delay, but the last issue that we had back out this time last year, he actually did the cover for it. It was for LP, we did a little article.
My man.
We know this guy, he's an awesome guy, and he does awesome work. I want to know, how did you get started doing all this? Was it just doodling in high school, when you were a little kid in elementary? Like, how did it come about?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been drawing like my whole life, you know. Basically, I was drawing in and out, you know, and then in high school, or I guess I would say in 8th, 9th grade, I got pretty sick, kind of like mentally fucked, and ended up going to the mental hospital for a few months, and that kind of like screwed me up a little bit. And when I got back, I switched schools, didn't really have friends, was kind of feeling down, whatever, on medication and this and that, and kind of like, that's where I kind of started exploring like art for reals. I was like, this is the only thing that kind of passes the time for me and makes me happy and whatever. So I started using that and just was basically made the decision at that time to just, you know, like, this is what I want to do. Like, I don't really know how I want to do it yet. I don't know if I want to draw comics. I don't know if I want to sculpt. I don't know if I want to make films. I just want to do art, like something, you know, to keep my mind off of things. And then it kind of just, I was always scared to take that step. You know, I didn't take art school in high school, didn't go to college for it or anything. Like, I kept going to community college, like thinking like, well, maybe art's not my thing. I don't know, I can't afford it, I'm scared, I don't know. And eventually just like, slowly started kind of making my own comics, like, you know, on the side. I was always, in the beginning, I was always kind of scared of, you know, people like, no, your shit's not good. Like, I think I made like a comic back in like 97 and tried to send it off to publishers, and everything I got back was like, this is retarded. So I was just kind of bummed out. And then I actually ended up meeting Sam Keith around 98, who was one of like my hugest influences when I was growing up, like from the Max. Like, I saw the Max when I was 15. And at that time, like, that was the first comic that was involved like teenagers and weird angst issues and, you know, stuff that wasn't just superhero stuff. And so that caught my eye at that time, and it was just kind of the right place and the right time. And I just like that comic basically changed my life. And then I lived in Sacramento after I got out of high school, and periodically
916
916, yeah, Natomas. Or as a movie phone used to pronounce it, was Natamus, which is weird. But anyways, so Sam Keith lived out there, and I ended up actually meeting him through some weird fate of events, and we became friends. And that was like the inspiration that kind of like pushed me overboard at that. And I was like, okay, like, this is what I want to do, whatever it is, I'm gonna do it. And I just started, you know, doing my own comics forever. Still not really talking to people, not pushing it on people, just printing them myself, publishing myself, like putting them out there. And you know, still kind of being scared to talk to people, but at the meantime, just, I'm gonna keep doing it. And then, you know, slowly, like, I guess coinciding with that is I had my graffiti period, which, you know, I still hold completely dear to me. Like, I was heavily into graffiti for 10, 11 years, all through the 90s and, you know, early 2000s. And then from there, it kind of like, that's still in me. The comic books are still in me, but it was like, I kept wanting more and kept wanting to explore more and explore more. So I started getting more into like the fine art and trying to paint and trying to, like, you know, not be afraid to like scribble with ketchup or scribble with like a pencil if I'm not comfortable with it, and just keep it going. And then, I don't know, I wasn't really ever trying to like get freelance jobs and be a designer for other people. I was always kind of satisfied with my own stuff. But I got contacted by The Used back in 2003, I believe was the end of 2003. And I was kind of swept off my feet. I was like, well, this is something real. Like, all right, let me try this. And just went down and met up with The Used. Like, they ended up becoming like my best friends. And just from there, that was another like major stepping stone. It was just like, yo, I can do this for a living maybe, so why not try?
You got like a movie coming out, you're selling stuff like on the tour here and there, you got stuff online. I mean, do you think for a second, even though you went into, you know, like you said, you had that time in life with it, but do you think doing that though helped kind of the way you are?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, totally helped shape the way who you are and how you are.
Definitely.
So it's totally awesome to take something that some people might look as frowned upon, but turn into such a positive 360 and turn around into a positive thing. Like you said, you're making steps. You're doing this. Definitely. Okay, well, this movie coming out. What's it about for people that don't know?
The movie that we're doing is actually It's based off of, it's gonna be a 50-minute animated, computer animated, that we're using the Unreal Engine. If anyone's familiar with video games, you know, Gears of War,
oh, yeah.
BioShock, those were all powered with the Unreal Engine. So we got a hold of that technology, you know, we're doing it with that. So it's gonna be a 50-minute animated movie featuring Chatham, who's the character that I created for the Used for their last album. So it's basically, it's gonna be nuts. Like it's like a mixture of, I can't give a lot about the plot away, but it's basically, it's got horror, it's got sci-fi, it's got fantasy, it's got coming of age shit, it's got drama, it's got, you know, everything. Like, and we ended up creating, like, I think it's one of the dopest villains ever. Like, not just like in cartoons. Yeah. The story itself was actually like, I came up with this loose world and this character and this rough mythology, and then my writing partner Adam Peterson and I kind of sat down and fully developed, like, 100 years before this story takes place, 100 years after it. So then we have everything that we can use to pull from to create like this story that absolutely makes sense because we know the entire history of every character. So it was a chance to create a world. So we worked on that for months before even getting into the visual part. And now it's finally reaching the point where, you know, we're starting to see some stuff visually. We're starting to, like, being able to actually watch it come to life. And I'm actually going down to HD Films tomorrow, which is the production company I'm working on it with, to record, do the actual voiceover for the voice.
Are you doing any voiceover?
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not.
Why not?
I don't need to, man.
Right,
that's not my thing.
Everything else going.
So
there's a lot going on, and I'm glad that we got this opportunity to talk to you. We'll be meeting up with Alex soon in the near future. I hope so, to go to the shop and get some.
ZeroFriends.com.
ZeroFriends.com. Check
Word.
it out. Do it. Video Matt, Alex signing out.
Word. Cardboard City.